All right, welcome to another episode of Amateur Hour. This is actually an idea that we just spawned off the jump. I'm James, your host. I'm joined here with Josh, your co-host.
Hello.
And we're actually gonna give our thoughts on your comments. So it's been a little bit since we posted our Jurassic World Rebirth video, and I think we might keep doing this if you guys are into it, where we respond to your comments and post a video about it. So. The Resist Lust. Oh, yeah, the Resist Lust commented, insane, a human can delay being pulled to his death by a Spino solely by holding on to the boat. You are so right.
True.
It's a Spinosaurus, and it's a man. This guy's a Hulk, apparently. Yeah, none of the...
Well, if it was me, I would have been able to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all that working out. All that creatine, baby, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but like, I mean, throughout a lot of the Jurassic franchise, there's just people doing insane feats. Like that one chick, like dropped into the lake. Or into the lagoon in Jurassic World. She should have died way sooner.
That was a weird scene.
Yeah, and like low-key Billy should be dead. There's no way he survives all of those pteranodons attacking him. No shot.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Moving on. Snark Knight 5 says, I hate myself for knowing this, but I know why David Koepp made the baffling decision to kick off the film with a candy wrapper. In the novel version of The Lost World, there's a smarmy asshole character on the team who at one point eats a candy bar and carelessly drops the wrapper to the ground under the high-hide shelter from where the characters are observing the dinosaurs. Then later on, the raptors smell this candy bar raptor, realize that there are humans up there, and attack the high-hide, causing JP shenanigans to ensue. The thing is that The thing is that scenario makes logical sense, whereas Koepp is a hack. So true. Who enacted the equivalent of literary strip mining on the novels. Does it make sense that the entire scenario would be kicked off by a candy bar? Who cares? It's a callback. Is there a reason for the river raft scene to play out the way it does from the book here on the island? Fuck it. Throw it in. Chuck it in the fuck it bucket, man. Oh my gosh. Remember that gas station scene from the end of the Lost World novels? Who cares? That had raptors, and this is the Velocity... this is the Velociflap Flap.
What?
The Velociflap Flap. Because it has wings.
Good name.
Close enough. It's content thrown in without care or context and slapped in to make the minimum viable product. To put asses in seats to watch some dinosaurs, it's the screenwriting equivalent of empty calories, and it's stunning to watch in a horrifying, fascinating way. Jurassic World Rebirth has nothing to say about anything. It's all spectacle, zero substance, and deserves as much thought as its writers put into it. Next to none. Josh, what are your thoughts on this?
There's almost nothing to say except true.
Yeah,
Everything you said.
It's so incredible that the Jurassic franchise
has evolved so much.
Yeah. And not only that, themes established in the first film are played out in real life by them continuing to release these movies. You know, you thought about it. You were so busy thinking about whether or not you could, you didn't think to ask if you should. Yeah, we can throw this in there. Fuck it. Like Snark Knight said, fuck it. Who cares? Throw it in.
Yep, they don't care.
Yeah, they have zero care. They just slap it on a plastic lunchbox and now they're selling it.
Yep, they make money. They don't care.
Yeah. Critic Controversy 5271 says, I'm currently listening as I'm cleaning my room. Hell yeah. Glad you got some cleaning done. And I got mental whiplash seeing a clip of the first Mission Impossible movie in a Jurassic World video. You have no idea how long it took me to edit that video. It probably took me a week and a half. Because that was the first time editing a video of that magnitude, and I'm not sure I'll edit anything like that again, but we'll see. But
say yes below if you want him to keep suffering.
God. Subscribe to our Patreon.
Just say yes
for $1. But yeah, so like, it took me so long, and I was really trying to find clips that I could put in there. And so I was really trying to get creative, and that's why I put in the Mission Impossible thing. And also, dude, fuck Universal. I was like looking for clips to put in the movie. To put in the video from the film. And I found like actual scenes from the movie during the Mosasaurus boat scene chase. And I was interposing those with scenes from Jaws. And it took me so long to do that. And then I exported it and uploaded the whole video onto YouTube. And then it was like, oh yeah, copyright. You have to take this whole video down. Because of those scenes that I ripped off of YouTube. They were posted onto YouTube. I don't know why they could use them, but I couldn't. Bullshit. Anyway, Molesy97 said, it's ruined all spy movies forever for me because turns out all James Bond needed was a Snicker wrapper this whole time. Romy of Edwards, 2 weeks ago, bless up, Romy, said, I worked out to this over the weekend. Hell yeah, we got to know what you hit, bro. Are you like, what's your split looking like? Let us know in the comments. And he said, when is the new video coming out? I will say, I think I'm going to upload this one tomorrow, the 4th, and I will tentatively say that the next video
Don't do that.
will come out. No, I'm going to do it. I'm going to hold myself to it. I'm going to say the next video is coming out Tuesday the 11th. Boom. Yep. Tuesday the 11th. That's when the next video is coming out.
If he doesn't, we're not liable.
Oh, God. Yeah. Because I'm a liar. Okay. We have a big essay here that I'm excited to read. All right, here we go. We might break this up. Toshiro9 says he's providing his proverbial 2 cents, and he's also pushing the video. Appreciate you. Jurassic Park was born from an undertaking that isn't always successful, adapting a novel for the screen. The original novel, besides being considerably cruder, offered several reflections on the ethics of bringing extinct species back to life and the impact such a thing could have on the human species more generally, similarly to the animated adaptation of Ghost in the Shell. I've never seen that. We might do a video on it. The novel's main themes were successfully transposed to the screen while streamlining them and giving the film its own distinct identity, allowing the novel and film to coexist on 2 parallel tracks, very close to each other yet still distinct. What is Jurassic Park about? The film. Essentially, it's a reflection on human hubris, on the desire to build a sort of technological Eden without realizing that it is undetermined by typically human vices, as Nedry's greed aptly exemplifies. In a passage in the novel, Malcolm states how the idea of building such a park is akin to the desire to create air or the sea, when humans cannot do so now, and I doubt they ever will be able to do so in the future. That is why Jurassic Park works so beautifully as a standalone film. It never needed sequels nor retcons to explain why Hammond had decided to build the park on an island, or any reason whatsoever to build a factory on Sorna. The film gave all its characters a clear narrative arc. Some died, others survived, but they all served the plot, and the film concluded with Grant silently reflecting on albatrosses and the extension birds as the true representatives of this dinosaurs that are still extant. I really am fucking with your vocabulary on this thing.
I think we need to ban all the commenters because they kind of make us look bad.
This guy's so this guy, bro. You should make a YouTube. Hold on.
Block
Idea. We could have people featured. If you guys want to be featured in episodes, that could be cool. Let us know. We could make this happen, perhaps.
Block him.
He's too smart. Block him. Okay, let's see. JP's sequels, to varying degrees, attempted to revisit a successful story but delivered only a pale copy. The Lost World's only bonus
True.
points are its use of special effects and Malcolm's characterization, which is in line with what was seen in Jurassic Park. I agree. I am a big fan of how they characterized Malcolm in The Lost World. After seeing those atrocities, of course, like, not atrocities, after experiencing that trauma, obviously this would be his response. And also, going through and being like, hey, this happened on this island. And then everybody being like, yeah, this guy's a liar. Nah. Ruining his career. Dude, I would be pissed. I would be so upset with the world. And then also, in Dominion, they mentioned Alan Grant and Ellie Sattler, they came out about it too. They're retconning The Lost World. Because in The Lost World, it's like, they say that InGen paid off everyone, but Malcolm wouldn't take the money. Malcolm went to the press, but they slandered him and nobody believed him.
Yep.
Let's see. But it adds a plethora of characters to the cast who fall into a series of truly egregious errors, like Ludlow, who instead of staying safe behind a desk willingly puts himself in danger on more than one occasion, or Sarah and Tembo, who don't shed a blood-soaked jacket that could attract a variety of predators, not to mention a final section that feels like a complete slap on the wrist compared to the rest of the film. That is true. There's not very many consequences to a T-Rex on the mainland. JP3 is nothing more than a Sunday afternoon flick with $1 million budget, basically harmless but nothing special.
True.
Alan.
I agree.
Coming to Jurassic World trilogy, I can say that the first Jurassic World at least presents the idea of a functioning park and a nice meta-commentary, I think unintentional, on the state... Say again?
No, he's being... I don't tolerate being nice to Jurassic World.
Okay, wait, let's get your thoughts on this after a second. I can say that the first Jurassic World at least presents the idea of a functioning park and a nice meta-commentary, although unintentional, on the state of Hollywood industry over the last 15 years, despite starting from a flawed assumption that visitors are bored of dinosaurs, and then going all out on the tacky side with the bizarre idea of hybrids and moments that seem to have come straight out of a 1960s Godzilla movie. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, true.
Fallen Kingdom features a few nice sequences in the Lockwood Mansion, but the entire film was spectacularly flawed, starting with the absurd idea of losing dinosaurs in war scenarios, when any minor bullet would be enough to wipe them out and thus render the millions spent on recreating them useless. Not to mention the facile attempts to make the viewer shed a tear. I think I'm one of them, though, despite growing up with the 1993 film, remained unmoved by the scene with the Brachiosaurus left behind. I was moved, personally, but I don't have good taste in movies or when to be emotional, so... The whole clone girl subplot is also an addition that tells me very little about Hammond's character, even in retrospect.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I'm not even halfway through of this comment.
I still don't quite get why they did the cloning thing.
Yeah, it's useless. Dominion could be summed up with the phrase, "Are dinosaurs supposed to be in your dinosaur movie?" Hello? Seriously, what was that movie supposed to be? A mid-2000s movie with menacing insects, a James Bond movie, an old-school reunion with the JW leads. Honorable mention to anyone who thought the scene of Ellie standing up to look at a field being devoured by locusts could even remotely compare to the moment she stares astonished at a live dinosaur.
Ooh,
sorry, but that's an insult to the original film.
It is.
Again, so many movies that have come out in the past 15 years. I like the locust plot if it was done well.
Oh.
I think let me clarify. I think that there are Crichton-esque themes explored in Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, and Dominion. I think all three of those movies contain very Crichton-esque themes that he definitely would have written into his novels. But obviously Crichton is a great writer, and the people that wrote those movies are stupid. So they did them poorly. So many movies, great. They like when somebody was in the writing room and they were writing down little jotting notes like locusts, hybrid dinosaurs, human cloning, these are all ideas that I think would have been explored in the Jurassic World novels in that world, or in the Jurassic Park world written by Michael Crichton. But they were done terribly. Coming to Rebirth, I'd like to add my impressions of this film in question. I hope it doesn't sound out of place. Okay, here we go. I had extremely low expectations, and the film confirmed them. To summarize my thoughts on the film, I'd call it a stilted attempt to recapture the audience of The Lost World, but without any character development, or at least without being able to give them distinct personalities. There's no recurring character, like Malcolm, who can demonstrate how his experience in the first park affected him, nor are there any characters who, despite falling into cliche, can express their own voice. See Roland Tembo, who, as an obsessed hunter, realizes he's lost much more than he gained on Sorna. As far as I'm concerned, Rebirth is to Jurassic Park what Romulus is to Alien. Parodic versions of films to capitalize on thanks to nostalgia because they have nothing of their own to say. Rebirth represents the following problems. The post-Dominion situation is swept under the rug, using the dinosaurs' inability to adapt to the modern world as a pretext. It's a shame that Dominion is set a full 4 years after Fallen Kingdom, and we saw dinosaurs surviving just fine both in the wild and in reserves. The flashback is laughable, given that the wrapper of a chocolate bar is capable of tripping the security system out of an advanced laboratory. We're in the same place as the mouse who presses a button in Endgame, with the difference that that event can happen statistically compared to a card capable of moving on its own accord and ending up right in the internal ventilation system of a door supposed to keep a monstrous beast at bay. The motivation for recovering the genetic samples is pretty weak. It would have been more relevant if the serum allowed for a longer life rather than the ability to cure heart disease. Both are bullshit, of course. Where did the Dunkleosteus/Megalodon jaw come from? The one we see in the bar where Duncan is recruited. I don't know. Please give us a Dunkleosteus live in the Jurassic Park series.
True, my goat.
My goat. My dream. Mi toro. The Spinosaurus hunting in the open ocean and coexisting with the Mosasaur border on a video game boss level. The sample-taking sequence from the Mosasaur is cute, but even here, the vial lands precisely where it can be retrieved without too much trouble. Oh well, he says. How lucky. How lucky. Movies these days, man, they rely purely on luck and chance. The woman who doesn't see a Spinosaur the size of a bus sunbathing on the beach getting eaten off screen, by the way, is worthy of a comedy. The raptors simply being used as a gimmick to pump up the Mutodons is a joke, especially considering how this hybrid predator completely ignores other potential prey, which it can hear while it's about to piss. I'll also draw a veil over the girl with the Microceratops cartoonish stuff. Do not hate on Dolores. That's bullshit.
Dolores sucked. Keep hating on her.
No, I love Dolores. All right, I was in agreement with Mr. Toshiro 9 until we reached up to this point, because I think, personally, I think you're being a little harsh on some of these scenes, which are, I'll agree, they could have been done better. There are some lapses in judgment they made, but I think these scenes are not as bad as you're making them out to be. Like, okay, let me put it. God damn it, it's back to the one thing. The concepts are there, not well thought out, right? I think the Raptors being used to pump up the Mutodons is smart, because I think that's a genuine way to pump up a villain.
But the Mutodons are really awful.
But the Mutodons are awful. You know, it's like, trying to think of an example. God, why can't I think of any examples right now? You know what? I'll use a video game. God of War or whatever it was, where that one Greek god, that like it's like 2, the second one. I'm pretty sure it's God of War. This like some other god walks up to this god that we played as in the first game, and he beats the shit out of him. And so, like, we saw the badassery of the other character, and then that character gets the shit beat out of him. Like, here's a better example. Captain America, right? We've seen Captain America fight all these badass, fights, beat the shit out of all these villains. And then we see him have to, like, really fight to stay on the same level as the Winter Soldier. Which it puts all of the thoughts we have about Captain America and how good of a fighter he is onto the Winter Soldier. But, again, the Mutadon doesn't retain the momentum.
Right.
Okay, Titanosaurs emerging from the grass when they should be visible from miles away. So true. Not to mention the enormous herd we see in the valley. It's never stated how big the island is, but there were very few sauropods on Sorna because they would never have been able to sustain themselves. The Aztec ruins add nothing to the film. They're cool as fuck, brother. What do you mean? It actually reminded me of Crash Bandicoot levels. Oh, no. And the characters who, throughout the entire film, never get a scratch. Only the family's father has a bad leg, but otherwise the characters are indestructible. That's so real. There's no stakes. People need to die. Kill people off. I've been saying that forever. I think in Dominion, I think that Ian Malcolm should have died. I think you got to have dinosaurs kill people. And they do. They do. But it's people who aren't important, okay? Everybody, when they go to the movie theater these days, they see the main characters and they're like, okay, these are the main characters. They aren't going to die, right? What you got to do is kill off these people. Tron Ares, that's the one thing, Cameron Monaghan, I was not expecting him to die. In one of the Tron videos we did, I actually was anti-Cameron Monaghan dying. But now that I'm thinking about it, I think it's good that he died. Because I was not expecting him to die. It's like Emilio Estevez in the first Mission Impossible movie when he gets a stake jammed through his face. But Emilio Estevez he was more of a character. But you got to make your characters, we got to make us care about him, you got to make them feel real, and then you got to kill him off. The little girl should have got eaten by the Distortus Rex. Duncan should have fucking died. Anyway. Kill characters. The scene with the Rex on the dinghy. What?
I agree.
Yeah. The scene with the Rex on the dinghy. Crichton must be turning in his grave. The dinghy obscures the Rex, and in a split second, he teleports away, then stares at the boat for a while as if waiting for the director's cue, only to prove incapable of piercing the dinghy, which is obviously made of stretchable adamantium. No, I agree. That raft should have popped. But I like the behavior of the T-Rex because it feels like a real dinosaur. It feels like a real creature. He's like curious as to what this thing is, except for the teleportation, obviously. Speaking of hybrids, what can I say? The Mutadon is a miniature Rodan, while the T-Rex was so closely modeled on the Star Wars Rancor that it's impossible to imagine it in the Jurassic Park saga. Even the Indominus, though exaggerated, made more sense.
Yes.
And coming to the final scene, given that the Distortus is used so poorly with unbalanced proportions between one scene and the next, and they let him do too little, based on what they'd said in interviews, why is Scarlet looking at the dolphins? Okay, besides the return to the normal world, what do they mean? Grant looking at the albatross at the end of Jurassic Park wasn't a reflection on whether he was right about dinosaurs being similar to birds, but also a warning to the audience that dinosaurs are still among us, albeit very different from the image we've constructed of them. By the way, why would Spinosaurus and Mosasaurus bother to hunt with a boat? Why would they bother to hunt the boat when they have dolphins to hunt? Bonus, 3 films that ignore Masrani, the company that controlled InGen at the time of Jurassic Park.
I forgot about that.
And therefore the experiments on the third island. Wait, what do you mean?
I forgot about Masrani.
Yeah. Yeah, he's in the first one, and he's in Jurassic World, and then he's gone. He's cooked. It's like, come on, what are we doing? Anyway. Toshiro9. Hell yeah, dude. Appreciate the comment and your thoughts. Although I disagree with some of them, I like how well thought you are. You gotta post some video essays, brother, on the reel.
Yeah.
Or join us for an episode. I think that would be really killer. Staple Warrior 4903 says, still better than Dominion and Fallen Kingdom in my eyes, but the bar isn't exactly high. That is so very
Is
true.
there a bar?
Is
there even a bar?
It's a rough bar. It's
I think there's no bar by this point.
yeah. The bar's been like smashed to bits over and over and over again.
Yep.
Demolished. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for your comments and your support. We will try to be more active. No promises. If you guys
Promises.
we appreciate the comments. Leave a comment, leave your thoughts, because we do read them. And we will respond to them. Maybe in more videos like this, which I think would be really sick. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Check out our Patreon. Maybe that might exist right now. I don't know yet. Where we upload unedited, unfiltered. Maybe not totally unfiltered. Where we upload the videos that are shittiest, and I think it'll be $1 maybe. Yeah, leave a comment. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Go respond to people in those other comment sections. Give them your 2 cents too. Have discussions. Hell yeah. Thank you guys so much again. Hopefully you got some work done. Use it to fall asleep. Yeah. Send us to your friends. You know, like you got a girlfriend, show her this video. She will love it.
Do that.
But yeah, we'll catch you guys on the flip.
Bye.